a concealed carry permit in Albuquerque walking down a public street, they're not going to get arrested.
I can make the point that maybe they should be. If there's an emergency, and I've declared an emergency for a temporary amount of time, I can invoke additional powers. No constitutional right, in my view, including my oath, is intended to be absolute. There are restrictions on free speech. There are restrictions on my freedoms.
Madam Governor, do you really think that criminals are going to hear this message and not carry a gun in Albuquerque on the streets for 30 days?
No.
The Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will not enforce this segment of the order. While I understand the urgency, the temporary ban challenges the foundations of our Constitution, but most importantly, it is unconstitutional. My oath was to protect the Constitution, and that is what I will do. The governor made it clear in her press conference. She knew we as law enforcement did not agree with the order, and as a result, this was solely her decision. Other than this ban being unconstitutional, here are other reasons why I will not enforce the order. One, what many forget, is I have enough violence here in Bernalillo County. I do not want to have political violence towards my deputies or here in Bernalillo County. My job is to keep the peace and to make sure that the citizens of Bernalillo County are safe, and I do not believe that this order will help me do so. I'm a law enforcement professional. This order will not do anything to curb gun violence other than punish law-abiding citizens from their constitutional right to self-defense. It is quite irritating for me to see how this 30-day ban completely overshadowed the robust conversations that we had with the governor in the office on what we are going to do to curb gun violence and for people to stop being victims.
The governor.
Action 7 News reporter Alyssa Munoz is here now with that developing story.
Yeah, Raul Torres, the Attorney General, wrote a letter to the governor that he believes this ban will have no meaningful impact on public safety. Torres says in his letter that his office will not defend the governor in cases challenging the public health order, although in his statutory obligation to represent any state official, his duty to constitutional rights for citizens takes priority.
I think it flatly violates the Constitution of both the state and the federal Constitution. And so because I have a superseding obligation, a larger obligation to uphold the Constitution, I felt it was necessary to put my position in writing and inform her specifically that we wouldn't be defending the action.
He also adds that rebranding gun violence as a public health emergency is not justified.
From my perspective, it is an inappropriate application of the Public Health Emergency Act, and to use the power, which is pretty extraordinary, but also very narrowly limited to public health emergencies.
Legal expert John Day says the governor will have to choose private attorneys.
The Attorney General says basically he'll provide some commissions. In other words, he'll give special temporary commissions, it sounds like, to these private lawyers. But he is saying, I decline to represent you because I don't believe in what you're doing.
Torres' letter says he urges the governor to reconsider her course of action and is ready to assist her with a different approach that doesn't compromise constitutional rights. We reached out for a statement regarding the AG's announcement. Huroff said they received the letter and wrote to us saying in part, "Let me be clear, Governor Lujan Grisham did not ask the Attorney General to represent the state. The crime issue in Albuquerque should come as no surprise to AG Torres as Bernalillo County DA. His office's 66% dismissal, acquittal, and mistrial rates certainly did not help solve the issue. Additionally, abysmal success rates in DA Torres' pre-trial detention hearings put dangerous criminals back out on the streets." Reporting in studio, Alyssa Munoz, KWT, Action 7 News.
The Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office will not enforce this segment of the order. While I understand the urgency, the temporary ban challenges the foundations of our Constitution, but most importantly, it is unconstitutional.
Was this story based? Yes. Was this story based? Yes, it was.
If you thought this story was based, you're right.
If you thought this one was based, you're right.